This will be a detailed version of replacing the carburetor on your mower. When I bought my brand new carburetor, it came with this fuel filter that goes in this fuel line here, but did not come with the clamps that you need for here and here. And I tried to use some old clamps and it leaked on me. So I just removed the fuel filter. Remember, the mowers never came with a fuel filter anyway. Before I bought my new carburetor, I tried replacing just the jets, and I actually did a good job. The only problem is I did a good job of replacing the jets, but I didn't completely drain the gas tank and check my fuel line itself. And so when I went to start it, this old carburetor, right in here where there's a needle valve, some junk got in and stopped it up immediately, so the mower wouldn't even start. So I went to buy a new set of jets, but as I was researching, I found I could buy this whole carburetor for about $25 more on Amazon. So that's what I actually did. So I'm leaving 2 Amazon links for you guys. One is for the whole carburetor if you want that. The other is for just the jets if you just wanted to replace the jets in your old carburetor and save yourself a little bit of money. To start, you'll need a T20 wrench. This isn't a regular screwdriver, it's what they call a T20. I think they're called torque wrenches, but it's got kind of a star fitting there on the end. And you've got to remove these 2 screws right here. One right there and one right there. Now remember, yours will be buried up under the grass and stuff. I'll show you where you go next once those 2 are removed. I had to punch through this. This was solid, so I had to literally punch through it. And then you have to push this back, which allows this to become free. This is the backside view, so you can see what I'm pushing on with my screwdriver. This whole thing pulls back like this. Then there's 3 5/16 screws right here, here, and here. Those got to come out. Then this just literally comes off there. You don't have to undo this. Next, this just comes right off. Just got those 2 clips underneath. This comes off. Then there's 4 bolts will need to come out. 2 are 5/16 and 2 are 9/32. The inside 2 are the 9/32. Then the 5/16. Like I say, there's 2 of them. Oh, by the way, if you don't have a 9/32, I found a 7mm will also work. Then this here comes off. For those that don't have a pump or a simple way of taking some of the gas out of their mower's gas tank, I'm going to show you how to build one. Basically, just take a water bottle. Of course, make sure it's empty. Screw a hole right in through the top here. Then take the straw, put him inside here, but do not put him way down. You want him as far up this way as you possibly can get him. What does have to happen is you have to get it really well sealed. So I'm going to wrap another thing right here. Have a pair of scissors. Don't try to stretch the tape. The straws aren't strong enough. Have a pair of scissors to cut it. When you get it right, you should be able to blow through the straw and no air should be coming up. Once that's done, flick all the water out of it, set it in the sun, and every so often, because you don't want water getting back up into your gas where you're pouring it back. what we do is we just put this in the gas tank, squeeze the air out. See how it sucks up some of the gasoline? Wear glasses when doing this. Gas can flick out of the straw. And then I just put it here. It's a little time consuming. You don't have to drain this entire gas tank. You just have to get it down to this level or something. So when the mowers lean back and we disconnect this front hose, a bunch of gasoline doesn't come out on you. After you're all finished, make sure you do undo this and get rid of all the old gasoline. And keep in mind, this will be extremely flammable because there's gas fumes up inside there and everything. So make sure you leave it open and let it totally dry out before you throw it away. Now for this next step, you'll either need a second person to hold the handle down or a heavy weight. The reason I held the mower up is so that whenever I disconnect the gas line, all the fuel stays back up in here and doesn't drain out, although a little bit's going to come out of the bowl here, probably. So then I take this, and of course everything looks easy because I've already loosened it up, etc. So yours, I'm sure, will fight you more than mine is. I know mine originally did. Then you just remove this right there. It's a little bit hard, but this here literally just pushes up. This is just a funnel, and this is actually an old t-shirt. This way I'm doing two things. I'm emptying the can out, but I'm also filtering the gas as it's coming out. I thought I had this gas tank completely drained, but when I went to put it in, I found out it's got like a lot of little compartments or something in there to where you think you're getting it all drained, but you're not. So do keep that in mind when you go to drain all the gasoline out of yours. For this next step, there are only two linkages that need to be disconnected. That's this one right here and this one right down here. This spring does not need to be disconnected. And pay attention to that this spring doesn't accidentally, as you're moving things, come off, because there's supposed to be a spring there. I know my original carburetor did not even have this spring. Now I don't know whether that's got lost or something, because I actually got this at an estate sale, so I don't really know its history if someone had taken it apart and lost this spring. But I know my original one did not have it, so if yours doesn't, then it probably means they didn't come with them. So now we just pull this, and this guy will come right off. He pulls away, but now you got to deal with these linkages. For this one, I just lean it this way until he comes off. And then I do the same thing for this one here. Just like that. This is my old carburetor. If you wanted to drain the gas, this is a 3/8 Allen wrench. He comes down here and he just pops off, and that's how you would drain it of its gasoline. Now to put him back in, it just has this little white O-ring here that fits on this right here. But you got to get those linkages in there. In other words, these have to be, to me, hooked up first. It's easier to do it that way. So just put that one on first. Take this one. Do the same thing. Put him on. And then this just literally just pushes on. That's all that's holding that at this point. A hacksaw would work, but it might also put some rubber parts inside of the hose, so I just take this. It's actually a pruning shears for garden. When you go to put this guy on, there's this and this right here. Those aren't holes. They don't connect to anything. They are actually alignments for this hole right here and this right here. So now that you know what those are for, this just goes on, and this here goes in that hole that's right back up in here. Do make sure you get it in there, otherwise grass and stuff is going to get sucked in here and it'll clog your jets up. So you positively want to make sure you do get that back in its hole. And this goes on top of this linkage, not up underneath. So make sure you're going over across the top. Make sure you've got some room here so it doesn't cause any problems. Then I highly suggest putting in the 5/16 screws first. Don't put them in tight because it's a little bit hard actually to get this one to start over here. It's a little harder than it looks. So start over here and then work your way each way. In other words, tightening it in a little bit because that metal behind there has kind of sprung wider than it just naturally does. Nothing's wrong with it. It's part of what they've done. So put the 5/16 in first, then the 9/32 one. There's actually two of them. Once you get that on, you have this little part right here is going to have to go inside here. So put him in inside there. And then these slots have to be aligned on this piece of metal. And he just goes. Oh, I broke something over here though. Just so you know, I didn't actually break it, but I almost did. This little piece right here, he's got to. That's the trick. I can tell you right now, do not put this on until after the gas tank is on. The next step, yeah, he's the next step. So we got to make sure this right here goes up under there, and this right here moves, but so does this. And I found it's easier to move this to align these things in correctly. There's these 3 screws. Those take that 5/16 wrench. Do notice this is out and it's supposed to be. That just stops it from rolling all the way up. So next, this guy goes on, but remember, we have this here that we have to align into this hole. Once he's got where he's supposed to be, it's back to our T20 screwdriver. Okay, take this off. Undoing this guy. I'm just going to add enough gas to make sure it actually starts. See, I've got problems with my fuel filter. It's leaking. My old gas line, which is this one here. See how the rubber is expanding out and stuff? And I believe one of these rubber pieces probably broke off and plugged up my float so the carburetor wouldn't fill up. I took my old hose to an automotive store and they cut me a new one. I actually found I needed to cut the hose probably an inch longer than the original. I found it went in a lot better then. So that's how you put in a new carburetor to your mower. This is Ron from Fixing Stuff in Black and White, signing off.